hear you, dog.
How about now?
There he is.
Is it too hot?
Nope. There's the D.
We live, Dennis.
Yeah, we are live right now. Okay. Ryan, can you hear yourself in there?
Yeah, I'm good. I
Yes.
believe. Yep.
Yep. Can you guys hear him?
I don't know. Give me some.
Test.
Here, we'll put that a little closer.
Testing.
There you
What
go.
do we always say, Kev? Shane says. It's gotta
What
be
do we
down-
always say?
Shane says it's got to be down the back of your throat. That microphone.
I always say we're shutting her down, Dennis.
Shutting her down.
Shutting her down. That's Kevin's dream day. Dream day for the podcast is when I say, you know what, boys,
Yep.
we're done here.
Hey, I call him Axe Man for a reason.
That's right, the Axe Man.
She's over.
Well, welcome back to Crosses and Cleats. We are glad that you are joining us once again, and thank you for continuing to listen and to subscribe and all that. Like and subscribe. Episode 12, fellas, and as I teased at the end of the last episode, we have a guest. We have a guest with us today. So sitting between Kevin and I here is Ryan Dubois, and a.k.a. what do you call him there, Kev?
Doobie?
Doobie.
I call him a lot of things.
That's true.
Yeah.
The appropriate name.
Yeah, Ryan was saying earlier about how we may have to just shut this thing down if Kevin gets going over here. So,
Dubois, the French Huguenots, persecuted.
Good to be here, Dennis.
Well, good, yeah.
Glad to make the trip. It's going to be a good day.
that's right.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna, let Ryan introduce himself a little bit here and what he does and how he knows us, in particular Kevin, and we'll just kind of let the conversation go from there. So, Ryan, how did you come to know Kevin?
I attending Anderson University, Ryan Dubois from Wabash County, Indiana, and met Kevin, I don't know, our freshman year at college. Did not room together that first year, and I think had a class or just dining hall shared experiences of being around the lunch supper time, and he lived in a different dorm than I did, so we were able then the following year to room together and have known each other a long time.
We actually,
I didn't
you'll find this interesting, Dennis. Wouldn't you go up there for Colts training camp?
I did. Yeah.
We lived in the dorm from there until our senior year that the Colts would stay in when they were there.
Oh, really?
They switched that up their later years, didn't they?
Yeah, you're right. 3rd Street, or they called it Rice. Yeah, that dorm.
So the little skill they had was they picked up from what you guys left later.
Yeah, no doubt.
No.
Yeah.
It was surprising that, though, how they figured that out, because thinking about those big guys in those little rooms and how all that came together. I mean, and I'm sure it's a lot different, obviously, now than what it
What's a
was back
showering
then.
situation like in that facility? Is it like a bunch of showers in one place? Is it one shower per room? What's it like?
You got two at the end of the hall.
It wasn't fancy, but I think at the time it was the only air conditioning unit.
They wanted the air conditioning.
I think
Yeah,
that's
we
what.
were. We were soft too. I guess I needed air
You
conditioning.
needed the air conditioning, Kev.
Needed air
Yeah. Did you hear that, Leah? And Sugar Britches, he was soft. He needed the air conditioning.
Life is hard.
So I did not realize that when you guys first met each other, you weren't roommates. I thought that, to your just wonderful, blessing from God, Ryan, that he just blessed you immediately with Kevin as a roommate. But that's not how it turned out. You guys actually chose each other.
Well, yeah, I think we pounded food in the dining hall.
I think we did.
Oh, we ate a lot. We would go through like 3 different lines, and that's when it didn't stick to you. Like
Correct.
It does now.
Good days. Good days.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned it was at Anderson, right? So
Correct.
You guys met at Anderson University. And, and so then you became roommates. How many, were you roommates for 3 years then?
Boy,
Yeah, and then our senior year, we moved into a house off campus.
Okay.
right off campus, yes.
Just the two of you, or did you have more people that were in the house with you?
We had more
Yeah, okay.
until he left.
Yeah. So you've spent some time around old Fieldsy here.
Yeah, from the late 90s to now even, so.
And so you got your degree in,
Education.
there we go, Kev. Education.
Yeah, and he
What-
didn't study his notes. Sad.
Changing lives.
World changers.
That's right. Changing lives one student at a time. Right, Ryan?
So they say. So they say.
This is kind of like at a art appreciation class, a little in-class response.
Some of the requirements
Can
we
you
did.
imagine me and him in an art appreciation class?
Art appreciation class. And you said you had to respond to some things?
The teacher, he would call it, we were supposed to read stuff about all this garbage, and he'd be like, we're going to have a little in-class response today, and him and I would look at one another. And didn't they load us on a bus and take us to Cincinnati, and we had to write a paper about some...
In-class response was the code pop quiz. Get the paper out.
Oh, boy.
Number 1 to 10, name on it, and yeah. So that's what we were.
But I think
Stuck
they
with-
loaded us
I
on
think-
a bus, too.
I think we had to go
And we had to
appreciate
go
some
look
art
at
in Cincinnati, yes.
We were very appreciative, yeah.
Now, how long, what would that drive be to Cincinnati from Anderson? 2.5
Yep.
hours?
Yep.
That's fun. Yeah. Why wouldn't you just go to Indy? I guess the art is better in Cincy. Huh? Indianapolis drive would
Yeah.
only be, what, 30 minutes? 40?
40,
It's
probably,
hard-
yeah.
It's hard telling with
Yeah.
these people.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, we're glad that you're here. We're glad you've chosen to join this train wreck. So in education, did you start, because I know what you do now, did you start out as a teacher?
Started in elementary education or middle or junior high, 5th and 6th grade teaching, and then got my master's in school counseling and kind of transitioned into those types of jobs and roles since.
How long have you been, because right now you're a counselor, correct?
I'm a counselor.
At a high school.
At a high school.
How
and,
long have you been doing that?
15 total, probably 10 where I'm at.
Okay. Yep. All right. And yeah, like we said, Kevin likes to give you a hard time that you're just up there just changing lives every day.
Every day.
That's what he says. So we try to.
The old guidance counselor. You know, about that, Giggles or Janky Pants, you know, you both have your affinity. That's my wife, Ryan, by the way. You know,
Okay.
yeah. She likes to say, boy, I don't know why my guidance counselor didn't tell me I could have done, you know, this as a career as I was progressing through high school, you know, just something off the wall, you know, like a crash test dummy or, you know, just whatever. It's like we'll be watching a show and it's like, oh, well, that job looks fun. You know, like yesterday I was listening to a podcast and you know what podcast I was listening to. And Jace Robertson, I listen to Unashamed podcast. I talk about it all the time. Jace Robertson they had a guest on, and they were talking about her husband is a hot air balloon pilot. And that's a job. And Jace actually asked the question, he's like, how do you come about that job? And so that would be one, you know, if we were watching a show, Lori she does it all the time. She's like, why didn't my guidance counselor tell me I could have been a hot air balloon pilot? You know, and so my wife is a teacher as well, Ryan, and she loves it. Every day she goes in and she absolutely just loves it.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. She
Absolutely.
loves it.
Well, I think he has one of the most important jobs in the school.
Oh, no doubt about that.
He is the,
Mr. Important.
well, in my opinion.
Mr. Important, Ryan. What do you
I don't know about that. It's a day-to-day job. It's always
Well,
something.
if you remove that position from the school, you know how many kids wouldn't make it to that little 12th grade paper?
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
I'm sure
you.
you got to do quite a bit of finagling and rearranging around the schedules,
I
right? When kids,
I
didn't-
promise this
you didn't-
guy's important.
You didn't pass biology, so that means you got to take it next year, and so now we got to make this. So yeah,
I don't
that
want to
happened.
do chemistry. Where are we going to school, brother?
We make some changes at semesters. We have to do that.
My daughter, not so much, but as the other three boys come through, that position's important.
Became very important. Yeah, yeah.
So you got an appreciation for that.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be
The bull crap they put up with
yeah.
and make it work. And,
Yeah.
and most of them are like, oh, hey, they're acting like it's okay and it's normal. Inside, they want to punch the kid.
It's kind of like we were talking about our kids, how they think we're dumb.
Right?
You
Yes.
know, and I'm sure he, like our kids and what he did, well, I didn't know what I was getting into when I signed up for that. And then he's supposed to fix it.
Yeah, all of them.
So
So how many kids are in your school?
that's what I was getting ready to ask. Or what are you, 2A, 3A?
It's a small, Kevin and I have had these conversations. It's like a North or South Decatur.
Oh, so it's about
It's
a 1A
it's
size.
It's a bigger 1A, smaller two. We're currently in the 1A classification
Okay.
for sports. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little bit smaller. And that makes it, I don't want to say a little easier, but maybe more manageable. I'm assuming you're not the only counselor. There's got to be at least one more.
There's two of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And so 15 years total in that job, 10 years in the. Do you have, obviously, don't share names or anything, and I know you wouldn't, but do you have any interesting, like, is there any stories that kind of stand out over the years where it's like, oh, man. You got one. You're chuckling.
Didn't
Yeah.
you, didn't you shoulder bump somebody one time when they thought you should get out of the way and you didn't?
Well, I don't know if I'm remembering that story exactly as you're starting it, Kevin. But sometimes students like to walk shoulder to shoulder, like taking up most of the hallway. So
Yeah.
you have to clear space sometimes.
Yeah.
My old
Sometimes.
Sugar Britches, my boy, he probably.
So you got to assert your dominance.
Sometimes, if you
Yeah.
don't, you'll get walked over if you don't at least hold your ground at times.
Well, Sugar Britches lifted this morning, so he was probably walking down the hall pretty chesty this morning. It happened.
With his granola bar.
Hopefully, he took a granola bar and a Powerade instead of paying for $5 for one. But whatever.
So any story in particular stand out?
Boy, Dennis, put me on the spot like
I
that.
did. I did.
A lot of stories. I don't know if I can, with leaving names out, becomes more difficult to do. But it's I guess doing the job that I've done at a couple different schools now, it's changing all the time with
Oh, we could definitely talk about that. Yeah.
with school and state laws and just cell phone usage and just I can say that every day I do go to work. I don't know what I'm going to get into, and I can have a plan for that day, and it's gone and relatively
Laughable by the time you
Yeah.
pull in.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time, first period's over, it's
Yeah.
like, well, this day it's taking a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's talk a little bit about that. You said how things have changed. We've talked about that. If anyone, have you listened to our episodes, Ryan?
Dennis, I've listened to some of the episodes.
Yes. All right. Thank
Soft.
you. Soft. Yeah.
I have.
We've talked about how society has changed. How have you seen education change over the years in particular? Because you graduated from Anderson in
97.
97. So,
did.
yeah, just a few years before me. And so you've got 5 years up on me. I
Okay.
graduated in 02. And so, yeah, in that time and I'm assuming that you started teaching in 97, 98?
I did.
Yeah. So in that time since then, how have you, what are some highlights that you've seen just
Well,
change?
The first year I taught, the following year they told us about something called email, and that we would be able to email other faculty and people within the district.
That's hilarious.
And so I was just coming in at the time where we didn't have, the internet and the email connections that we do now. And so you graduate to where we are now in 2026, and that the phone is just a huge problem in so many ways, distraction for 15, 16, 17-year-old kids and younger now.
Everybody.
That
Yeah.
it's such a security blanket for them. They can't really operate without it. Or if you tell them that they can't have it, or they
And do you feel like the biggest problem, because I have my own opinion on this, and that's why I'm asking, do you feel like the biggest, maybe not the biggest, but a big problem with that are the parents?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a big part of it
Because they're like, I need to be able to get a hold of my kid when I want to and know that they're okay. I can't tell you how many times I heard that in teaching.
That's exactly right. Just the last thing I can say about it is when I was a student and you went home for the day, whether that's after school or after sports, you went home and you didn't have a phone. You weren't
Right.
you weren't connected to anybody else. And now these kids talk to each other and text and social media all night long, and and so something happens midnight the night before, and then they come in and they're upset about that, and they bring their cell phones, and here's the text messages or the Snapchats that they were up all the time upset with stuff, and so then the school tries to have to put things at peace to calm them down a little bit to
Yeah.
let them go.
Kids are dumb. You put a whole bunch of kids together, then you have extra fuel for all the dumb.
Oh, but Shane, they think they know everything.
I know they do, and I know nothing. But sitting at this table, we talk about
Yeah.
other stuff.
And they can't talk to one another, like communicate through word, or you find it more difficult that like talking to a kid in a room that they can't
That's
really
an excellent question.
communicate.
Being a guidance
anymore.
counselor, you got them in the room. You have to talk to them. Have you seen communication skills
Oh, it's
diminish?
very much so.
Yeah.
And it's from simple things to, as you see the juniors and seniors try to have internships and jobs and work training, and they text their boss at the last minute and say they can't make it or something came up and they don't show up for work. It's a major, whatever you call them, soft skills that the kids are not getting to go out and to be productive and be an asset to whatever corporation business wants to hire them to do a job for a profit.
Well, they don't.
Yeah.
They just don't. I don't think everybody realizes how bad that phone is holding society back.
I agree.
You know.
And-
We
and
talk about that a lot.
Well, that
We
phone could be a
do.
tool. It could
We
be a
do.
tool.
It
It can
is-
be positive,
It,
but
yeah.
it is so wrongly used that
Being a minister, I use it a lot to.
it's got
like,
value.
At the end of the year, I have to give a report on how many calls I've made on people throughout the year, and that's just physical, like going and visiting them. If I included text messages,
Oh,
I
geez.
think I actually kind of calculated it. I think it was like 300,000 to 400,000 or 500,000 text messages that I send throughout the year.
Isn't that crazy?
Just reaching out to people, like it can be a useful tool,
But also, how many people will text you back that won't answer your phone call?
Oh, that's true.
You
Good
know,
point. Yeah, that's
I'm-
another
I'm-
good point.
I'm guilty of some of that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you, Ryan, for
Sure.
that. Yeah, and thank you as we jest. Thank you for changing lives, Ryan.
Since 1997.
That's right, since 1997. Isn't that right, Kev?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in our notes here, so I think we got because we love telling funny stories on here, and especially funny stories about Kevin. Now I know these involve you, Ryan. So, Kevin, do you want to talk about the note here says baseball or Ball State baseball still circling atmosphere? You boys want to take that away?
I mean, because you played for Anderson,
Played at Anderson.
you
So-
played basketball and baseball.
Ryan played basketball and baseball for Anderson University back in the day, mid-90s.
Mid-90s.
Mid-
But
Mid-nineties.
then you came back, and I mean, we're in an age where home runs are more prevalent now than they were back then. I think. Wouldn't you say?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. Yeah.
But didn't you come back and say somebody just hit a bomb, and that they were kind of saying that may have been a kind of a
Kevin likes to
Embellish. Yeah.
I'll tell the story and try to keep it simple, but Kevin likes this story. So we played Ball State. We played them every year. They obviously were a Division I school.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there, Ryan, but I do want to make because not everyone, in particular my wife, not everyone who listens knows it. So Anderson, Division III.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anderson is a Division III college, school, which means it's a smaller school compared to Ball State. So essentially, when Anderson goes up against Ball State, it's not exactly this, but kind of like a David versus Goliath kind of thing. Ball State, big time, Division I program. I guess they're not big time division, but compared to Anderson,
Yes.
a much bigger school, much better talent. And so here's Ryan. I'm assuming you're pitching for Anderson, and they go to Ball State. Okay, go.
We were the sacrificial lambs for that game. We played at Ball State, and I got the call to pitch
You got
that.
to be on the bump.
And they were, I will say this, they were very good that year. They were ranked in the top 20. So they
Oh,
are-
mercy, I did not know that.
They at times have good teams, and still to this day. So I will say it that way. But I gave up a home run. Wind was blowing out, probably. I'd like to say 40 mile an hour.
Yeah,
I
at
don't
least
know.
50, 60 miles an hour.
But Dennis, they did kind of walk it off and measured that one. So, well, they
back in the mid to late 90s, so it's not like they use technology.
Did they really measure it?
Well, there were some people walking to. It was a change-up too, so I do have some regrets. But regardless,
Yeah.
Kevin likes that story and probably has added to it
Yeah.
in my absence.
I
but-
gotta say the one thing that's going through my mind is the major league. Forget about the change up, Ryan. Give him the heater.
Right.
Yeah.
I needed to do that.
Yeah. So was that the pitcher's call? Did he call for a change, or the catcher? Sorry, the catcher's call. Did he call for a change up?
I believe so, and
Yeah.
I thought,
Well, you can always
sure.
blame it on him. Then.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
If he hadn't hit it a long way, I mean, we wouldn't have this.
That's
Right.
right. Kevin wouldn't have this wonderful story that says Ball State
It's
baseball
still going.
circling.
Still traveling.
Matthew gave up a home run over at that park over at Columbus. I think it's Liberty Park.
Oh yeah.
And this kid, and that was when kids didn't. He was pretty young, and we were coming home. And I go, kid hit that ball a long way, and he goes, he got it off the end of the bat.
Oh man.
And there was a skating rink, like ice skating.
Ice skating. Mhm.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
said, off the end of the bat, it landed on the top of that building. It
It landed on the top.
No, it
Oh.
didn't. It didn't. But you know.
Yeah, you embellish. Yeah.
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
we're going to the game the next day because you played the next day. You remember when the old Texas Roadhouse used to be over there? I looked over there. I see that ball that kid hit off. He rolled around over there in the parking lot. He hit it off the end of the bat. You threw it right down the middle. He squared it up. Good for him.
Yeah.
Don't say he hit it off the end of the bat. Excuse.
Soft. Yeah. No, so I got to ask again, just because I love the Major League movies. So were you like Ricky Vaughn on the mound when that thing was hit? Did your neck just kind of jerk back? And it's like, oh man.
Early look, Dennis, and then that was it. No more looking. Just kind of
Early. Oh, that's got the right
yeah.
trajectory.
That's about
Yeah,
all
yeah.
you gave it.
What would you guess? Was it over 500 feet?
Kevin would say so. I'm going to say just a touch under. He didn't hit it off the end of the bat though.
He
got it.
squared
He
up.
got it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right in the heart. Right.
He got it.
Right in the zone there. Yeah. Well, but you know what? If you've played sports, all of us have those stories where someone has clowned us or got us. Whatever you want, however you want to say it. It's happened. It's happened to all of us. What about Stick Boy here, Kevin? What's that?
I think that's because he went away, or that would have been my senior year. He had a rare form of cancer,
You did, Ryan.
I did.
Okay. Wow.
I did.
and he had to go to Boston for treatments.
Wow. What do you mind sharing? What form of cancer did you have?
It was a tumor in my back, and so had to get treated with radiation and chemotherapy, and so they did that out in Boston, and at least some of it. And then I was able to finish up here when I came back to Indianapolis
Okay.
and did that.
How long did it take for you to kind of get through everything?
10 months of chemotherapy, 2 months of radiation. They did a little bit of that at the same time, but a year of surgery and everything was a year, a little over.
And you said that was your senior year?
Yeah,
And so that was in 96, 97.
correct.
Wow.
Since then, have you had anything?
No, thankfully I have not.
That's awesome.
Right.
Wow.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you have to go back and check?
I'm supposed to go back
yeah,
once a year.
once a
just
year,
to get a little check, but yeah,
But it was a very rare thing at the.
it was.
And so, what does the Stick Boy thing mean here, then, Kevin?
I think he came back. I mean, and you were probably. I mean, you probably didn't have any weight on you. You probably and probably the batting average. What didn't some guy just start heckling you?
Some of the student body of the other team let me have it.
Because they didn't know you had gone through cancer.
I don't think
yeah.
so, but it was all fine. It was part of the deal. But we were playing in a tournament towards the end of the year, and I was finishing up, I think, my sophomore year of eligibility, and so I was on the more of a JV type of player, and our starting first baseman dislocated his shoulder towards the end of the year, and so all of a sudden I was the starting player, and so we had a season where we were able to go to the regionals in Ohio, Mid-East regionals at the time, and so they saw my stats and kind of I had, 10 at bats for the year, or 12 at bats of the year, so they let me have it, and weight was part of it. And so being a first baseman, and their side was on that side of the field,
Oh, yeah.
they had easy access to me. So the commentary was pretty good.
So it's Stick Boy.
Stick
that's what
Boy
They,
and-
Stick Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need a hot dog, you need some lunch and all that.
Boy, I tell you, that's one thing that I do love about sports in particular is just the jesting back and forth. I absolutely love it. Like to this day, when I coach football, I try to give kids a hard time. I'm not as bad as Coach Jackson. Kevin knows who I'm talking about, and boy, he really gives it to him. One time, oh man, this is so funny. Coach Jackson, this guy I coached football with. I played football with him in high school. He likes to be like, he's very animated, and so he's normally very close to the field, right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's on the field, and
Most of the time.
Of course, the referees don't like that. And this one referee had probably warned him and been like, "Hey, you guys got to get back." They're constantly telling us, "Got to get back, got to get back." And this one referee, the play broke away or whatever, and my friend Dave was standing there, and he wasn't on the field because he would have got a penalty, but he was like right on the edge of the coaching box or whatever, kind of close to the field where the referee runs, and the referee like purposefully, like I think they saw it on film, ran by and like shoulder checked my buddy who.
Like that kid in the hall.
Yeah, shoulder checked him, and my friend goes, "Whoa, what?" And he starts yelling at him. He goes, "Meet me in the parking lot." And he's yelling at the referee, "Meet me in the parking lot after the game. Meet me in." I'm sure there were probably some expletives that went along with that, but he didn't get a flag or anything. Probably because the referee knew that he probably shouldn't have shoulder checked him. He probably knew that, so that's probably why he didn't get a flag. But Dave let him know he was not happy, and he was like. Yeah, meet me in the parking lot. That's what he told him.
He's a rascal.
Yeah, he's a rascal. Yeah. Oh, love you, Coach Jackson. He's fantastic. So any other stories or anything? Ryan, we've talked about you. Can you please share a story or two about your time with Kevin, whether that be in college or just over the years, just anything that stands out?
What do you need, Dennis? What's the podcast need today?
Well, we need some Kevin stories.
Well, off the top of my head, Kevin was an athletic training major, and we were roommates, and he was going through all of these time tests of, I got to tape an ankle, I got to tape a knee,
They were timed?
Well, he would practice on me. And
That's hilarious.
Before going to his, whatever, the following day or whatever, his test.
Clinicals.
So did you have to complete like a tape job in a certain amount of time?
Yeah, there was a bunch of them.
I did not know that. Okay.
Dennis, to this day, I still don't have hair on my ankles. I mean, it's just.
But you were taking one for the team.
I was. So there are just a lot of things.
Kevin, you got to stop giving him such a hard time.
He was kind of a test dummy.
Yeah,
wasn't
look
he?
at how he was helping you out.
Yep.
Anything else, Ryan, that stands out?
We've got fishing stories. We've got
Fishing.
travel stories.
Dennis has been on.
Dennis knows those.
Yeah.
They weren't real successful.
No,
you went up
I did.
You went up to Wisconsin?
Saint Germain.
I did.
Yeah. You were on the trip where he was called out for Tourette's.
Yes, I was on that trip. I know that story. Yes.
Oh, we talked about that on one of the podcasts. Oh, so funny, so funny. That boy has Tourette's. Dennis. Dennis.
You realize that'll never go away now.
Oh, it won't. It won't go away now. Yeah. It's kind of become like the Maryland.
Dennis, the only thing I can say about that fish trip was the only fish that we ate would have been at the local Greasy Spoon, because we would have starved if it was up to us to.
That spot was good though for breakfast.
It was.
And, I mean, walleye.
But it wasn't any of the fish that we
Correct.
caught.
Well, I got to ask you, Ryan, have you heard about our trip to Dale Hollow?
I have not.
So we go to Dale Hollow, me, Kevin, Chuck, and
Thunder Dan.
Dan Koblenz. And we went down in June or July. I can't remember which. I think it was June, maybe. And we ran a pontoon. We're going back in these coves, looks like great, fishing cover, stumps and trees in the water. We're like, oh, this is great stuff. We fished that first day for probably 6 hours, Kevin?
It was a long time.
It was a long time. In fact, it was so bad at one time because we had a pontoon boat. Kevin just laid down and took a nap. He just laid down and took a nap because he's like, this is not. None of us got a bite. Like it's one thing to not catch a fish. We never got a bump on not a bite on anything. So we go back that night. We're staying at a friend of mine's house. She's got a house very close to the lake down there. And we all get showers. We're sitting down to eat supper. This is like the highlight of this story. And Thunder Dan comes out of the shower, and he's got a shirt on that says what, Kev?
World's greatest fisherman.
World's greatest fisherman. And Kevin has never let him live that down. He's like, Dan, we've been out there fishing for 6 hours, and you're going to come out of the shower with that shirt on?
I bought it at Walmart. Just leave it in the bag.
He could have at least put it on backwards.
Yeah, turn it inside out. Jeez.
You sure you weren't on the Wisconsin trip? Because that sounds very similar to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we went back the next day. Listen to this. This is kind of funny, too. We went back the next day, and, of course, we went to the, I guess you'd call it like the bait shop or the marina, I guess, there or whatever. And we went in and we were kind of, picking their ear. We're like, do you guys have any place in particular, to go, fish or whatever? And they go, no. They go, people don't fish this time of year down here. And
Well, you were looking for live bait.
yeah, and we're like, yeah, I'm getting there.
Minnows,
yeah,
yeah.
we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, because we were asking, and do you have any live bait or whatever? And they go, yeah, nobody fishes this time. We don't even sell live bait this time of year because the fish just don't bite this time. He goes, we have guides that take people out on this lake, and help them find the fish and all that. He goes, they're not even employed this time of the year because nobody fishes. And so at that point, I think we went out that day. We rented the pontoon for the full day, but I think we were only out for about 3 hours. Again, no bites, and we were like, okay, we're done. We're done.
So did you guys all go get the world's best fisherman
We
shirt?
should have, shouldn't we?
I think we went back, recouped some of our money, and headed home.
We did. They did give us some of our
Yeah,
money back
yeah.
on the pontoon. They did, which was nice of them. But yeah, it was. We always like to tell that story too. Do you have? Because Dan, I always fish with artificial, but Dan was like, well, if we get live bait, we'll catch something, And we go in there and do you have any live bait? No, we don't sell live bait this time of year because nobody fishes.
You better find a cheeseburger on the road home.
And I think we did.
Yeah, we did. So, I'd be remiss if we didn't at least talk about a little bit of scripture. Ryan, so going to Anderson, affiliated with Church of God, you church man?
Yes.
Yeah, yep. Family, I know you got family. You don't have to share, but you got family wife,
and
kids, and
3
so you
kids,
guys
yep.
attend church.
We
yeah.
do.
Yeah,
Yep.
We did the thing that you were talking about the other day. We did chapel twice a week there at Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What days did you guys have to-
Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Tuesday, Thursday, yeah.
We did.
Was it required?
You had to get
So
so
many
many
of
per semester.
so you were allowed to miss so many.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
that's the way it was. I went to Kentucky Christian College. It's university now. But yeah, I think ours was pretty, I don't want to say stringent or whatever. I think we had to be at 90%, I think, something like that. So we couldn't miss very many. I want to think 2. For some reason, I want to think that we were allowed to miss about 2. But yeah, anything in particular, like in Scripture, or it's Easter. Easter's coming
Easter
up.
Sunday's coming.
Anything that you would like to share? A favorite verse that you have, or anything? I am kind of putting you on the spot, but just anything in particular about your faith?
Well, Dennis, I grew up in church and had wonderful parents that emphasized faith and relationship with Christ early for me. So I'm fortunate in that way, and trying to, raise kids in a way in today's world's challenging, to say the least. But the thing about the Bible is it doesn't change, and the world changes, and the Bible still stays true. And so try to keep focused on those for life principles.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned that on a podcast or two about how Scripture says it's the same yesterday, today, and forever. God is the same yesterday, today and forever, and that is very reassuring. And like you said, in a time in a society when everything is changing. I think we talked about maybe the last podcast, Shane. Oh, there's a
Stone Quarry.
Stone Quarry.
Boom.
Blasting it.
Doing it, boy.
Yeah, if you
Woo.
can't hear, you obviously aren't going to be able to hear on the podcast, but we just heard some dynamite go off.
We'll have
in
to
the-
go out there in the parking lot and straighten our trucks back up.
yeah, they're going to be a little sideways. But I think on the last podcast, Shane, we talked about how in our lifetime, and you guys could obviously attest to because you're around the same age as that we are. In our lifetime, we've seen quite a bit of change, particularly technology-wise.
Absolutely.
You know, going from, I remember having a phone. I mentioned this in my sermon this past week. We had a phone. All of us probably grew up with a phone on the wall with a cord.
Absolutely.
You know, regular handheld telephone. And, you know, now we've got a computer. This is not, and it's a cell phone, but it's basically a computer at
Well,
you
I
know,
mean,
tip of our fingers.
When we were kids, it was the phone on the wall, but you rode your bike to your friend's house.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were super cool because we got pagers. You know, you guys go through
Oh,
that.
Oh, the
I remember
pagers.
those.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you had to go to your nearest friend's house to call whoever.
Or what about the car phone?
Yeah.
You know, that plugged into your cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, yeah, great point. That's a good thing to end on there, Ryan. The fact that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He will never change.
And kudos to all the parents that's still trying to raise their kids right in any kind of Christian fashion, because today it is probably harder than ever.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I would
to
agree
have
with
some
that.
kind of decent morals today, because it's so easy to be everything but.
Yeah. And you know what makes it hard is, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but you know what makes it hard is these cell phones.
Absolutely.
Like, we made it a point to make sure our kids, we were going to hold off until they were 16 and driving before they had a cell phone. Boy, you talk about hard. That was hard.
I didn't even want to get internet in
Yeah,
the house
because
but
my friends have got a phone. I gotta keep up with them. You know, all this, and so we finally did give in and started giving them a phone. But we waited till they were 15. So I remember in 8th grade, our kids were in 8th grade, and they were one of the only ones because I taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, so I taught all my kids. They were one of the only ones in their class that did not have a cell phone, and I mean, deep down inside, I was kind of proud of that.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not giving you this thing. And since we have given it, we've had problems. We've had issues, you know, with the phone.
And not every child is the same. Some kids come up responsible. They almost come by it natural. And other kids, man, you can't beat it into them. Some kids, you could give them a phone and access to every piece of trash on the planet. They wouldn't even question it. And other kids, you can't block it hard enough to keep them out of it, you know.
All right. Any final thoughts?
We good?
Good.
Good.
I'm enjoying this.
Good.
Go Redlegs.
Go Red Legs.
That's right. Go Reds. Yeah, we'll get into that. Yeah, I got a little note here on got off to a good start.
Yeah.
They're off to a
Yeah.
good start.
You gonna make a pilgrimage
I
down
probably will. Yeah.
and go? He loves going to Reds
Yeah.
games.
I usually try to go to a series.
Maybe we could all go together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
Maybe
thank
gas won't be $5 a gallon.
you. Maybe not.
Maybe it'll be 6.
Maybe, yeah. Or 7. Hey-oh.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.